Boom! Have no fear, the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Biggity boom! Have no fear, the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. On today's high-flying, fully disruptive I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Today is the last I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast where we will not be watching football. Football starts this week. I am making my predictions today before the season kicks off. I am making my predictions today on who will be in the Super Bowl. That's right. I am going to tell you right now who will be in the Super Bowl come February. Get ready. Are you ready for some football? Micah Parsons is gone. Taylor and Travis are engaged. And we are almost 2 years. 2 years. I cannot believe that we are almost 2 years since October 7th. And I want to be clear. I want to be clear about a few things about that. All that and more in a high-flying, fully disruptive I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming up right now. Miles Jordan, a.k.a. the Bleach Brothers, a.k.a. the Dust Brothers. Start this puppy off with something real nice. Start this puppy off with something real loud. But most importantly, start this I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast off with something real funky. This is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Lickety, let's go, baby.
I Am Rapaport Podcast.
Oh, yeah. I'll do it one more time. Oh, yeah. Boom. Have no fear, the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Biggity boom. Have no fear, the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is in the place to be. Welcome to the Iron Dome of Disruption. Welcome to the Ziggity Zone of Disruption. My name is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Inflamed Ashkenazi, a.k.a. the Sultan of Sniff, a.k.a. Mr. New York, a.k.a. the Gringo Mandingo. You are now rocking with the very, very best, the world's most disruptive podcast, certified world's most disruptive podcast, the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. If you are just listening to this episode, you can watch this episode on our YouTube page at Michael Rapaport. You could watch me in glorious 4K. You could watch me in glorious 4K on my YouTube channel at Michael Rapaport. Make sure you leave a comment. Ask a question. You like something? You don't like something? You want more of something? You want less of something? You got a rant request? Let me know. Leave a comment. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming live and direct. Hope everybody's feeling good. Hope everybody's feeling really, really, really safe and sane. You got to keep your sanity. Got to keep your wits about you, because we are in the wackiest of wacky times. And we are coming to the end of the last days of summer. Hope everybody had a great summer. Labor Day weekend. Chilled, relaxed, barbecued, ate, slept, rinsed, and repeat. Very, very surprisingly chill in New York City. Literally and figuratively. I know when people are celebrating, doing their Labor Day thing, New York tends to be empty, which I love. Me and my wife, Kibi, who were in New York City over the weekend and who have a podcast, Rapaport's Reality. If you've never listened to Rapaport's Reality, you're like, Mike Rapp, why don't you talk about reality TV? Why don't you talk about popular culture? Because we do it all, Rapaport's Reality, every single Wednesday, like clockwork, where me and my wife, Kibi, talk all things reality TV, and it is a great time for reality TV right now. Rapaport's Reality is the podcast. But we were in the city all weekend, and it's like light hoodie weather. I'm not saying it's like, extra thick, champion, you got to bundle up weather, but it was super duper chill the last week, which either makes me think October is going to be hot as shit, or global warming is like shortening our summer. Nonetheless, Mr. New York, and we are heading into the last 2 months before the election. We're actually about 2 months away before the election for mayor of New York. And as long as I've been alive, and as long as I've been focused, and as long as I've been a part of the political discussion, let's just say that, I have never, ever, ever heard so many conversations, so many opinions, so many thoughts, so much fear, so much anger and hostility over an election for mayor of New York City. But as I said once, I said twice, I said 3 times, probably said 4 times, and let's just say I said for the 5th time, Zoran Mandami, Zoran the Moron, a.k.a. Zoran the Zero, a.k.a. Zero, named Zoran, is ahead in the polls. We are 2 months away, and Zoran Mandani, Zoran the Moron, is looking like he is going to become mayor of New York unless, and I don't know which one of you should do it, crunch the numbers, unless one of the big 3, and I say big 3, Curtis Sliwa, of course, Kung Fu Curtis, respectfully, Mayor Eric Adams, and Andrew Cuomo, former governor, who lost the Democratic primary. If one of those people does not drop out, come November 5th, I believe the election is November 4th. I don't fact check at the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I don't fact check anything. The other day they were like, you got that wrong. I'm like, do you not watch? Do you not read the rules and regulations of the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast? I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast heading into its 11th year. Non-fact checking entity. Proudly. Anybody could Google and fact check and read stats and We don't do that here. I talk my disruptive and let the chips fall where they may. Sometimes I get it right. Sometimes I get it wrong. 99.9% of the time I get it right. But if I get a date wrong, I get a stat wrong, who cares? That's not what I'm here for. You want stats? Go to ChatGPT. You want stats? Google them. The election, I believe, is November 4th. And a new poll just came out. And if, like I said, Zoran the Moron going against Kung Fu Curtis, respectfully, Mayor Eric Adams, and former Governor Cuomo, if one of them doesn't drop out, we're going to have Zoran the Moron as our mayor. And the other day I was enjoying a nice coffee. I believe it was on a Sunday morning. By the way, this is the last Sunday. That was the last Sunday morning where I could really enjoy a long sit, a long stare on a Sunday and drink coffee. Because dun NFL starts Thursday. I'm going to get to that later. But I was having a coffee and this woman comes over to me and what was her name? She's an older woman. She had to be at least 80. And she was like, I love what you do. I love when she kept talking like this, like there was no one around. This is so New York. When you're covering your mouth, she kept going like this, covering her mouth, like there was somebody listening or watching, was like some good fellowship. She goes, but I love what you say about that motherfucker. She kept doing like that. She said, that motherfucker. And I said, who? She said, that fucking Mandami. She didn't want to curse. She didn't want people to read her lips. You never know. You never know these days. Could be watching me. Could be watching her. Who knows? She could be a double agent or a triple agent. But she goes, can you believe it? Can you believe what's happening to our city? Can you believe that this guy, she was cursing her mouth off, is going to become mayor of New York? And we were on the Upper East Side, and she goes, right over here. And I go, I know, right over here. Gracie Mansion. She goes, I didn't know what's going to happen to this city. I never thought we'd be in this predicament. She goes, my left-wing loser son. She called her son. She goes, I got a 50-year-old left-wing loser son. I can't even talk about what's going on. He gets so upset. My grandkids, they get so upset, so I don't say anything. That's when I saw your videos on Facebook. She follows me on Facebook, allegedly, apparently. I just love your videos. I just can't believe what's happening to this city. Can you believe? She kept covering her mouth. And I said, I know. And like I said, a new poll just came out that if the vote is split between Kung Fu Curtis, Eric Adams, and Cuomo, Zoran the Moron is going to win. And this guy is a performer. I don't know if you saw, there was some video of him crying about all the threats he gets. and people that don't agree with him and the anti this and he was like fake crying. And I was like, this guy, this is like Trump. Zoran Mondami is the next Dick Stain Donald Trump. Zoran, the moron, is right behind. He's a performer. He's like Ronald Reagan. This guy is a failed actor. I believe he had a couple of parts in his mom's films. He's a failed rapper. But he has that skill to perform, which is like any other politician. All these politicians are great performers, great speakers, charismatic. Did I tell you about the time I met Bill Clinton at the NBA All-Star Game in New York? On the court in Madison Square Garden, halftime of the NBA All-Star Game in New York. Let me tell you something. If there had been a desk, I would have blown him. And then he was past his prime. But he came up to me and said, Michael Rapaport, I like you. I am a fan of yours. And that Justified, he loved Justified. That Justified, man, that was a good show. You were a real bad man in that show. And I was like, you want to do it here? Or like, I'll take it. Where do you want to do it? I wanted to blow him myself. And that's Bill Clinton, Dollar Bill Clinton, past his prime. I told you, Cuomo, I saw him at an event for a film festival in New York. This is when he was governor years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, whenever that was, 8 years ago. Don't fact check. He winked at me. He didn't say hello. He didn't stick out his hand. He winked at me. Like, what the fuck? You know, when another man winks at you, but in that, like, you know, charming way, that George Clooney, you know, political, correct, charming way, you don't know what to make of it. But Zoran Mondani, he's got that it factor. That's why he's doing so good, because he's completely full of shit. He's got the grin, the charm, and the charisma, but he's completely full of shit. So you're going to vote for Zoran the moron, his charm, his grin, and his charisma, and know that he's completely full of shit, or we're going to figure out something. And one of these guys has to drop out. I'm going to fact check. I'm going to crunch numbers. As of now, Cuomo is leading. Cuomo is leading Curtis and Eric Adams. I am not comfortable enough to say New Yorkers must vote for Cuomo. I can't say it. But if we get to that point, if it comes down to Cuomo or Zoran the moron, Cuomo. If it comes down to Eric Adams versus Zoran the moron, definitely Eric Adams. If it comes down to Kung Fu Curtis Sliwa versus Zoran the moron, we're going with Kung Fu Curtis Sliwa, respectfully. Because this guy cannot become mayor of New York. But unless something big and dramatic happens, this grinny, charismatic bullshit artist is going to be the mayor of New York City. We got 2 months. Two fucking months to figure this out, New Yorkers. 2 months. And I have to mention that it is crazy. It's going to be 700 days. 700 days. We are at 698 days since October 7th, 2023. And unless there is a miracle, there are now 48 hostages. Two bodies were recovered because the IDF is closing in. And I know it is messy. I know it is frightening. I know it is scary. I know it is overwhelming. A crazy, crazy time for Jews. Crazy, crazy time for Israel. And all I can encourage Jewish people and Zionists to do is to continue to be Jewish. Continue to be Jewish, to be loud, to be proud, to study, to read, to rap, to fill in, to talk, to learn, to engage, and trust that we, the Jewish people, are going nowhere and Israel is going nowhere. I can't believe we are close to 700 days. 700 days. We are almost 2 years since October 7th. There are 48 people in Gaza being held hostage, two of them who are Americans. 2 Americans are still being held hostage in Gaza. We're almost 2 years into this shit. And I'm going to tell you guys something. You can't put words in my mouth. I won't accept that. I see a lot of nonsense. I saw an article where somebody asked a question about me, Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Gringo Mandingo, a.k.a. the inflamed Ashkenazi, a.k.a. the raging bullshitter, and they said, or Michael Rapaport with his anti-Muslim ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Let me explain something to you. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I am pro-Jewish. 99.9% Ashkenazi. I am a Zionist. I am pro-Zionist. I am pro-Israel. You can't find a video, and I post videos. I'm Rapaport Stereo Podcast. You can't find a podcast clip where in the last 2 years, I think we're in the last 2 years, I've even said the word Muslim. I don't think I even said the word Muslim in the last 2 years. Google it. Look it up. I am pro-Jewish, pro-Zionist, pro-Israel. That does not mean that I am anti-Muslim. I am anti-Hamas, anti-Houthi. I'm anti-Greta Thunberg. I'm anti-jihadist, radical jihadist, Iran radical jihadist. I'm anti-terror. I could be I am pro-Israel. I am pro-Jewish. I am anti-Houthi, anti-radical jihadist, and it does not make me anti-Muslim. I literally do not think I have said the word Muslim in the last 2 years, 698 days. We're close to 2 years since October 7th. But what is so frustrating about these free Palestine fucks is that if you can't clearly, without hesitation, explanation, condemn October 7th, the rapes, the murders, the arsons, the kidnapping, the rapes, the murders, the arsons, the kidnapping, the violence, the barbarity, the savagery, the celebration, the elation of October 7th, then you are not pro-Palestinian, you are for terror. You are pro-terror, period. If you can't condemn that shit without explanation, you are pro-terror. I'm clear that I am anti-terror, pro-Jewish, pro-Israel, proud Jewish, proud Zionist, and not anti-Muslim, period. Like I said, look up Michael Rapaport. Try to find another time in the last 2 years, close to 2 years, that I even said the word Muslim. Fuck out of here trying to put these words in my mouth, trying to distort things. And like I said, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, we have football back, baby. Are you ready for some football? Are you ready for some fantasy football? I don't know if you prefer regular football or fantasy football or a little bit of both. I was thinking this morning, I was like, are you a football fan or are you just a fantasy football owner? Do you just own 2 fantasy football teams? And I had to come to terms. I said, well, this year specifically, I'm absolutely a fantasy football owner. My franchise, Rapaport's Delight, a.k.a. A History of Violence, a.k.a. Make It Stop, Make It Stop. I am focused on both of those teams because the New York Giants, unless something big happens, I can't see my New York Giants making it past 6 games. Maybe, if we're lucky. The New York Giants, at their very best, based on everything I know, and I know a lot, they call me the fantasy football guru. I know a lot. I'm a fantasy football guru, okay? A fantasy football analyst. Based on everything I know, I can't see my New York Giants, Big Blue, winning more than 7 games at best. 8 games would be superseding all expectations. You think I'm going to sit there and root and cheer for that? Can't do it. But I always make my predictions. I always make my Super Bowl predictions before the season starts. I am going to tell you right now who is going to be playing for the big chip come February. We haven't even kicked off the NFL season as of the recording of this I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. I'm going to tell you right now who's going to do what all NFL season. And when I look across about who can come out of their conferences, two teams stand out above the rest. Now, before we go into that, obviously we have to talk about the engagement that rocked the world and the NFL world and the fantasy football world. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift loves Travis Kelce. They are engaged. It's looking like, I don't know if he's announced it officially or not, Travis Kelce is going to be done with football after the season. You know he's going to want to go out with a bang, bang. Do the Kansas City Chiefs have enough in the tank to make it out of the AFC? Their backfield is a big question. Their best receiver is going to be doing a 6-game suspension. Crazier things have happened with the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes boys, Kansas City Chiefs. Do they have enough in the tank to rev up their engines one more time after getting throttled? I didn't like it. I was rooting for the Chiefs. I didn't like to see the Philadelphia Eagles, who are looking just as good and just as formidable heading into this season. And I don't like to admit it. But if it's the Chiefs or the field in the AFC, I'm taking the field. Sorry, Donna Kelce. Sorry, Taylor Swift. I'm taking the field. All that being said, I think the most talented teams are definitely in the NFC. The NFC North will be a war all season long. The Lions, the Vikings, the Bears, oh my. The Lions, the Vikings, the Bears, oh my. And now you got to add in there Mika and the Green Bay Packers. Talk about rock the world. That was insane. Mika Parsons, obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, has been traded to the Green Bay Packers. NFC West is also up for grabs. The Niners, the Seahawks, the Rams, the Cardinals are all flawed teams. Anything could happen. Obviously, injuries, chemistry is going to be a big part of it. The NFC South is going to come down to the Bucs versus the Falcons. Bijan, get your weight on. I would love to see either team make the Super Bowl, but I just don't see it happening. And then, of course, the NFC East, where my New York Football Giants, there's going to be a lot of pain in Jersey. By the way, I'm performing in New Jersey. September 25th, 26th, 27th, I am performing at the Stress Factory in Jersey. Come see me live. September 25th, 26th, 27th in Jersey at the Stress Factory. I'm performing all over the place. Rhode Island, Denver. Tickets are available for all my shows at michaelrapaportcomedy.com. The shows kick off the 25th, 26th, 27th in Jersey, New Brunswick, New Jersey, just over the bridge. Exit 9. Come see me at the Stress Factory. Tickets are available at michaelrapaportcomedy.com. We got the Commanders. They stunned a lot of people last year on the back of Jaden Daniels. And I am sure this guy is going to carry the Commanders to a Super Bowl. It ain't going to happen in his sophomore season. And as much respect as I have for Jerry Jones, and I love that documentary. I told you guys that documentary on Netflix about Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnson, and them Dallas Cowboys. How about them boys? I rewatched half of it. Awesome. I cannot believe he traded Micah Parsons. And unfortunately, Micah Parsons, Dallas Cowboys, are going up against the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. And I think the Eagles are going to be running trains, giving out pain all season long in the NFC. And I don't like admitting it. Their defense is good. Their offense is good. This is a complete football team for fantasy and real life, barring injuries, which is bound to happen with a sport filled with goons and gladiators. I see the Philadelphia Eagles. I hate admitting this. I see the Philadelphia Eagles in yet another Super Bowl. I don't know if I dislike the Philadelphia Eagles or the Boston Red Sox more, but the Philadelphia Eagles, barring injuries, I just don't see them not making the Super Bowl. Let's move to the AFC. I've already ruled out the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not making it to the Super Bowl. Sorry, my homeboy. Sorry, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Donna Kelce, respectfully. Big man, Jumbo Josh Allen, the MVP, the big MVP, Jumbo Josh Allen, who also got engaged and a big contract. I don't see the Buffalo Bills coming out of the AFC except the division. It's going to be tough. AFC South is going to be a shit fling, but Indy, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Houston, they're fun teams, but they all have their problems. The AFC West should be a war in an NFC North kind of way. The Broncos, Raiders, Chargers have all improved. They're all trying to catch up to my homeboy and the Chiefs. The Bengals don't have a defense. You got Joe Burrow. You got Joe Burrow's outfits. You got Jamar Chase, who I wound up getting in the second pick. I got somebody who I'm going to remain nameless picked Bijan Robinson ahead of Jamar Chase. I love Bijan. Joey Burrow, all I need you guys to do is put up a lot of points, but you guys aren't winning actual football games. The Steelers do not have an offense. Sorry, Ayahuasca Aaron. And that leads us to our team that I think wins it all. And no, I'm not talking about the Cleveland Browns and Shador. My pick to come out of the AFC is the Baltimore Ravens, and I have no problem with it. It's their time. They are due. Redemption time for Lamar Jackson, Derek the Truck Henry, and Mark Andrews and the crew. The Eagles versus the Ravens in the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, California. It will be the Philadelphia Eagles, and I hate to admit it, versus the Baltimore Ravens for the Super Bowl months from now. Mark it down, book it, and thank me later. And make sure, if you're looking to make a little change off my picks, off our picks all season long, go to winnable.com/Captain Picks. That's winnable.com/Captain Picks. Free week trial with the code GAINS. Okay? Winnable.com/Captain Picks. You get a free week trial with the code GAINS. Are you ready for some football? Thursday night football. They got Friday night football. We got Sunday games. I can't wait, baby. Let's go, baby. What else is going on? Told you guys the other day, the Ghostface Killah record. If you like your hip-hop rough, rugged, and raw, do yourself a favor and download, listen to Ghostface Killah, Supreme Clientele 2. I love this record. It's just every single thing that you would want from a Ghostface Killah record in 2025 and beyond. It's timeless, fantastic, golden era, pure, rough, rugged, raw, grimy hip-hop from Ghostface. He sounded like he's having fun. He sounded like he enjoyed making the record. It's like a record, but it's also like a mixtape. It's just excellent. And I've been on my walks, my long walks, jogging too. I was jogging in Central Park the other day. I caught a feeling. And I was passing people. And people were like, oh, shit. Yeah, that was me. But I was listening to that Ghostface Killah record. And he's just so good. And it's just so refreshing to hear new hip-hop. But not trying to be new. But obviously with him, it's so emotional. There's a track called The Zoom where he's rhyming off of the Commodore's beat, Zoom, which of course, the Commodores led by Lionel Richie. When Lionel was just Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie's a bad motherfucker, man. Nicole Richie's dad is a bad motherfucker. But there's a song called The Zoom where Ghostface is rhyming off over the Commodore's beat Zoom. And I'm like, only he could do this. Only he can do this in a way that doesn't sound contrived or corny. Like, he almost remade the song Zoom because he's so emotional and so funny and so clearly, honestly himself when he's on the mic. And it's just a great record. It's just a great record. And like I said, I can't say enough. I said how happy I have been these last few weeks listening to the Ghostface Killah record, Supreme Clientele. It makes me happy to be on my walks and to listen to it top to bottom to top, and rewinding and listening and laughing and just having such a good time with grimy, pure hip hop from Tony Stark's Ghostini. What else going on? Where do you follow me? Where do you follow the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast? Do you follow the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast on Instagram? We got 250K followers. I'm looking to go to 255 followers. Do you follow the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast on Instagram? Do you follow my Instagram? Do you follow me on Facebook? Do you follow me on Twitter? Do you follow me on TikTok? Leave a comment. Let me know. We are on Instagram. Obviously, we are on Facebook. And of course, the YouTube channel, all at Michael Rapaport. But the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast page on Instagram is at I Am Rapaport Podcast. And you should follow us. Leave a message, leave a comment, let me know. Anyway, I'm done. I end with a smile. Oh, I end with a big smile. Make sure you subscribe, rate, review. If you've never subscribed, rated, and reviewed the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, make sure you tell a friend about the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. And like I said, you could follow the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe, rate, review to our YouTube channel. Sign up for the alerts. You never know when I might go live. Oh, yeah, especially during football season. We go live. And tell a friend about the world's most disruptive podcast. And make sure you stay safe, stay sane, and stay super duper disruptive. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I'm out. Miles Jordan, a.k.a. the Bleach Brothers, a.k.a. the Diggity Dust Brothers. Take me at it with something real nice. Tiggity, take me at it with something real loud. But most importantly, end this high-flying, fully disruptive, museum-quality I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast with something real funky. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I'm done.
I am Rapaport Podcast.